Hi, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Buzz. I'm your host, Brad. This is brought to you by Dentainment, a bespoke digital marketing agency. The announcement this week from OpenAI on ChatGPT 4.0 was profound, to say the least. Now, they didn't go as far to call it ChatGPT 5 because it's more of basically feature improvements, but it was pretty amazing. And the one big takeaway I took out from the demo was the importance that this is going to have on search for dental practices. So, a lot of people have been talking about like voice search for years, voice search, and what was that going to look like, right? Siri is not really great. I don't love it. And that really hasn't panned out the way some thought it would. But with ChatGPT 4.0, the voice recognition, the translation, the almost empathy is unbelievable. And this is going to be the new frontier for search for sure. So for instance, someone could open up the ChatGPT app eventually and search for, tell me the best dentist near me. Which office should I call for Invisalign? Who should I talk to about dental implants? All these searches that people typically would type on Google will potentially be on voice through ChatGPT. And what does this mean on how to position yourself? So clearly, video content is going to be really, really helpful. So your practice starts ranking for these voice searches. On all your videos, make sure to always have subtitles. And that'll be really helpful. The transcription, right? Transcribing your videos is really important. Some clients and some websites, you might want to have voiceover files on it, and then a lot of conversational text. So make sure that you're understanding where these voice searches are going. And also, and this is so early on, but it's going to be amazing. I envision, it's going to be funny to listen to this years down the road, even months down the road, but I think the voice search with ChatGPT 4.0 and their other versions moving forward, it'll know like, okay, let's say someone does a voice search for Invisalign provider near me. Well, typically on Google, we see the paid ads and organic listings, and the first pages are littered with directories these days. But on a voice search, or just on a full page screen result on ChatGPT, you're going to see a lot more personalized results based on your interests, your user behaviors, your searches, right? It's like your own personal assistant, right? So if everyone had a personal assistant and you said, personal assistant, please go find me an ortho practice or dental practice in the area to help me with Invisalign, that would probably yield different results than if someone just searched on their own on Google. Perhaps your assistant might go, you know what, Brad, I found this great practice down the street. It's funny that the doctor went to Bowling Green. That's where I went to school. Interesting. One of the team members there is a big hockey fan. Interesting. By the way, Brad, 4 of your close friends also have gone to this practice and think favorably of it. Wow. And you know what? It's this ortho practice that I think you would like, Brad. It's also right next door to a Whole Foods, which I go to maybe every day or whatever it is, and that's convenient. So the assistant, let's just say if you had a human personal assistant to help find you this result, would be a much more in-depth, insightful, personalized recommendation than if Google was giving you that result, pretty much, right? Now, that's basically where ChatGPT is and is going. And so we don't know exactly what it's going to look like, but these results are going to be dynamic, customized, and basically look like if you had a personal assistant with you at all times, how he or she would tell you who the best provider in the area for Invisalign is that you should reach out to. So I found this super exciting. I'm sure a lot of you are playing with ChatGPT already. If you're not, definitely create an account, free or paid, and start experimenting with this, not only to understand and get value from these amazing AI tools, but for your dental practice marketing to understand where these trends are going, because this is going to happen really fast, right? Offices that were super reliant maybe on a lot of Google AdWords spend or a postcard or whatever it may be, things might change quickly and you want to be aware of what's going on. And if a lot of people start migrating to local search results to ChatGPT, that's going to obviously play a big part in your new patient success and overall practice success for years to come.
This episode of the Buzz Dental Marketing Podcast is brought to you by Basis. Are you ready to tell more of your patients? Smile, you're approved. With Basis, we look beyond FICO to make that happen. Our buy now, pay later services open up more opportunities for patients to access necessary dental care without immediate financial worry. Basis knows that everyone's financial situation is unique. That's why we offer flexible payment options tailored to your patient's needs, ensuring they can get the treatment they need today and pay over time. Transform your dental practice with Basis and start seeing more smiles in your clinic. Visit hellobasis.com to learn more and join us in making dental care accessible for everyone. With Basis, every patient can leave your office with a smile because they're approved.
So now I want to pivot into how many pages your dental website should have, because I'm seeing this quite often where a practice will have like one landing page pretty much for their entire practice, and I do not recommend that at all. You want to have a really robust, comprehensive website has lots of pages and content. I'm going to go into how many I think it should have on average, but the last thing you want to do is have just your domain name and basically everything on your website, from your team to bio of the doctors to promos or specials to financial options to testimonials. And then if you click on services, it basically like all the services are either on the same page or there's like a copy, like one or two paragraphs a copy. This is not great for search engine optimization, and you want to have a way more robust, powerful website without question. And I see this quite often where like it'll be like a 1 or 2 page website, not a lot of power and pop to it. And so I recommend having a dental website. It doesn't have to be this many pages right out of the gate, but maybe a goal for most practices should be around 40 pages. Yes, 40 pages for the website. So let me go through what pages I feel like would be obvious no-brainers, and every practice is different, right? So take that into consideration. So clearly the first page would be your home page. This is where most visitors will land automatically, and this is really making or breaking your conversion. So home page is one. An About Us page, that's another page. And then services overview, that could be one page, like all your services on one page, but then on there's sub-pages or sub-tabs. So these are just recommendations of what you could have. A page for general dentistry, a page for cosmetic dentistry, a page for preventative care, another page for restorative dentistry, another page for orthodontics, another page for pediatric dentistry if you're doing that, another page for periodontics or endodontics or oral surgery, emergency dental care, maybe dental sleep apnea or TMJ. You know, if you're doing facial aesthetics, great. If you're doing Botox, awesome, but use the term facial aesthetics. We know that already from listening to this podcast because Botox is a restricted medical term. So use facial aesthetics just on your website, Botox and everything else. Do a page for teeth whitening, maybe dental implants, sedation dentistry. You could do a page for laser dentistry. If you have a dental spa vibe, do a page for that. So that's a bunch of different services pages. Then you would have another page for contact us, maybe a separate page even for book online if you're offering that. Another page for new patients, right? Like your first visit. What does that look like? Have a main page for your blog and then individual posts. So each individual blog article that's published will be another page. Great for search engine optimization. And the reason why you want all this content is so it crawls and gets picked up by Google. But also back to the ChatGPT topic, if you have a great page on dental implants that's optimized properly with 700 words of copy, couple great images, couple optimized videos with transcriptions, you know, that's going to really help out your voice search results as well. So whether it's Google or ChatGPT, having a more robust, comprehensive website is without question going to help out your rankings. Really, really, really important. We have another page. Testimonials, social proof from patients, such an important page, okay? We also recommend on some of these pages one main page for like all your testimonials or like a lot of the good ones, and then separate testimonial pages for certain patients, right? Maybe if you have 4 separate patients that you have video content of, testimonials, those would be like 4 different pages, URLs on your website, okay? Please have a page for your smile gallery, before and after gallery. A lot of our offices like us to put a watermark on the images, simple logo in the corner so it doesn't look like you're using stock. Plus it tells potential patients of like, these are our actual patients, and that light bulb goes up like, oh wow, like maybe some other practices aren't even using pictures of the real patients. So we recommend watermarks if you're doing a lot of beautiful before and afters. And then also so other practices can't right click and save it and use it, which some are definitely doing. Have a page for FAQ section, privacy policy, meet the team. If you're doing special offers, be careful about that, but a page for special offers. Community involvement, community giving back if you have some altruistic stuff going on at the practice, if you're donating product, if you've been part of art fairs, whatever it is, let people know. You're not doing it for that reason, but let people know that you're giving back to the community. You're a mission-driven practice. Patient education can be a great page on your website. Hopefully everyone has a Google 360 virtual tour. You want to have if you do, you want to have a tour our practice page on your website and embed your virtual tour from Google Maps on that tour our practice website page. People will look through the tour and look through it on your website, which creates a little stickiness, higher conversions, and just longer session duration times. If you're a pretty big practice and you always want some inbound resumes for new hires, maybe a careers page, right? A little contact form so people could submit resumes. I love a page about what makes us different. How about another page on financial options? Definitely have a page for refer a friend. That's a no-brainer. If you're doing dental memberships, that could be another page. The technology being offered, right? If you got CEREC and the latest and greatest iTero and all this other great stuff at your office, even Invisalign or simpler technologies, not so advanced. I mean, people know about, but like any technology or specific services that you're providing at your practice, have that on a page. Really, really important. If you're offering virtual smile consultations, that would be another page, right? So those are some ideas on like what you could use for content on your website. Obviously, everyone listening is totally different in terms of focus, desired ROI, and make sure you really figure out, wow, like our practice is focused on cosmetic dentistry, dental implants. Great. Why do we have pictures of little kids brushing their teeth on the homepage and pediatric dentistry pages throughout the website then? So be very specific on the content on your website for what you're trying to put out there so you're attracting the right types of patients for the services you offer. So really important to make sure your website is robust, comprehensive, and if you have video content, make sure the thumbnails on your video aren't grainy and look like they're 20 years old, with all due respect. Make sure they look current and modern and techy and just look better, right? It's so important, design, right? If you're using some stock footage or stock imagery on your website, great, everyone does. By all means, make sure that stock footage is current and looks like it was shot recently and not really dated. That's really important. And try to use stock imagery with like beautiful teeth, right? I know that sounds obvious, but if you're going to use stock, make sure you're really choosing ones that really represent beautiful, healthy smiles, because that's what you're providing for your patients. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Buzz. If you follow some of the examples I mentioned on this pod, such as learning and trying the new ChatGPT 4.0 features and understanding what this is going to do for your dental marketing success for years to come, well, you'll without question have way more marketing success, but most importantly, you'll be a Wizard of Buzz.